So glad you are with us today. Very exciting program lined up for you this morning. And to begin, we're going to begin with our invocation, and to present that for us this morning, Kentucky Wesleyan College, class of 2018 graduate. He is actually headed to the seminary this fall. Please welcome Tavis Tinsley.
If we could all bow our heads, please. Father God, we just come to you today. We just thank you for just allowing me to be here. Thank you for all of us being here in this one place, waking us up this morning, starting us on our way, just allowing us to enjoy this beautifully prepared breakfast. Please just allow us to come together as a community and to make our community a better place. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
And please remain standing. This morning we have, in addition to the Pledge of Allegiance, we have a special presentation of God Bless America, and to perform that for us from the Brandon Scott Mullins Memorial Foundation, she is a Western Kentucky graduate, Kathy Mullins.
Good morning. It is such an honor to be here with you today to share this song. On Tuesday, the Bluegrass chapter of the Honor Flight left for a trip, and let me remind everyone today to find your place along the parade route. Frederica, Tamarack at 11 o'clock, and at noon there is a reception for our Magnificent Eight. There are 8 World War II veterans that made the trip this go around. So at noon today, find your spot to honor these veterans. 70 years ago, they answered the call to go halfway around the world to serve, to defend the freedoms that we have in this country, freedom to come to get together like today, to celebrate our business, to pursue our passions, you go to church if you want, and especially the freedom of speech. I think that one's been the most interesting one today, but I would caution you to guard your heart. I'm so glad we have that freedom, because yes, we can say anything we want, but remember that what comes out of your mouth is a direct reflection of your heart. And I would encourage you to be aware of what you say and to be an encouragement and not a light of darkness in this world. This song was written over 100 years ago at the end of World War I by a Jewish immigrant who also served in World War I. He put it on a shelf, and in World War II he pulled it back out, and the first time it was heard was about a year before we went to World War II. Sing along with me when you recognize the melody. As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair, as we raise our voices in a solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Thank you.
And if you will remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance, I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. Of course, our Mingle Minute this morning, sponsored by WKU Owensboro. And like we do every month, we have a secret shaker hidden among you this morning, and she is Dr. Angela L. Ash, Associate Professor of History and history coordinator with the Hager Scholars Program. So, Dr. Ash, where are you? There you are. Good morning. So, who is our lucky secret shaker winner this morning? Jacob Whitfield, Brescia. Come on up, my friend. We have gifts for you this morning. First of all, we have this amazing WKU Hilltopper prize bag. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Make sure you carry that proudly around campus. Yeah, I'm not done. Get back here. And a couple of tickets for Hops on the Ohio on Saturday, July 21st at the River Park Center, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. You're going to be there.
Oh, wow. It sounds awesome. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, indeed.
Thank you so much.
At this time, we would like to welcome the folks who are tuning in this morning on WOMI Owensboro. That is 99.1 FM, 1490 AM. Anytime you all want to join us in person, feel free to do that. We'd love to have you here at Rooster Booster. We are going to recognize this month's brand new chamber members. Very excited to have these folks along with us too. Alex Blythe, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group, brings a perfect blend of professional experience and personality to his clients. Alex employs the latest marketing tools and technologies to give his clients an edge and is driven to deliver superior service and assure a smooth, pleasurable real estate experience for every single client. In short, Alex is both high touch and high tech, a winning combination that's tailor-made for all of your Owensboro real estate needs. So please welcome Alex Blythe, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Connecting Ministries exists to come alongside individuals and organizations, equipping them to live out God's Word. They work with local nonprofits in supporting their mission within the community. Individuals here and in surrounding areas have the opportunity to attend and volunteer at their women's conferences held annually in Owensboro. These events allow women to come as they are, different backgrounds, ethnicities, and denominations, and live life together. Connecting Ministry strives to help women and families in the Owensboro area become healthier physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So please welcome Cheryl Goss, Angie DeWitt, Becky Barnhart, and Charlotte Littlepage with Connecting Ministries. Flamingos for Amber is a nonprofit corporation founded in the memory of their daughter Amber. Sole function is to help people with debilitating illnesses or injury, as well as their caregivers, to maintain a level of living and life to continue the fight. This is done not only for the sake of helping rehabilitate emotionally and mentally, but to help spiritually and physically as well. 100% of all the proceeds collected will be used in the pursuit to provide stability and dignity to those they help. So please welcome Alfie and Teddy Hatfield with Flamingos for Amber. Key Oil Company is one of the leading distributors of fuels and lubricants in the Southeast for over 50 years. They have a dedicated team of professionals with over 100 years of combined experience and strive to exceed the expectations of their industry with the highest safety and environmental standards. They have 18 locations, including one in Owensboro, that services the entire state of Kentucky, Tennessee, and parts of West Virginia, Ohio, and Indiana. So please welcome Casey Miller and Billy Hillard from Key Oil Company. The Maddox Insurance Group began in January of 2018. After a decade of experience in the insurance industry, managing and supporting the needs of their customers, their goal is to simplify your family's insurance shopping experience. Maddox Insurance specializes in auto, home, life, and commercial insurance, and they're licensed in Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. So please welcome Jordan Maddox with Maddox Insurance Group. And TheraTree LLC is under the ownership of Jessica Kaylin Hatfield. TheraTree offers multidisciplinary therapeutic services to the pediatric population through outpatient, home, community-based, and school services. Some of the services provided include occupational, speech, physical therapy, and, coming soon, mental health services. TheraTree is located on Burlew Boulevard, takes pride in growing minds, bodies, and spirits. So please welcome Jessica Hatfield, Dale Lynn, and Whitney Logston from TheraTree. At this time, we'd like to recognize our elected public officials with us and special guests who are here today. Thank you, Candace. We'll go through the list and we'll save the applause for the very end, please. Kentucky State Representative D.J. Johnson, you all can stand too as we call your name. Mayor Tom Watson is here today. City Commissioner Jay Vallada is with us. County Commissioner Charlie Caslin. County Commissioner Mike Koger. County Commissioner George Wathen. County Attorney Claude Porter. We also have, from Owensboro Public School Board, Jeremy Edge is with us. From Governor Matt Bevin's office, Rebecca Rittenhouse is here today. Former County Judge Executive Reed Hare. Commonwealth's Attorney Bruce Kegel. Jailer Art Maglinger. John Blaney is also on our list today. So if you folks would stand, we'll give you a big old round of applause. Thank you so much for being with us. We'd now like to recognize our Ambassador of the Month, and I think she's going to be really excited to know that she has won today. From Disaster Team and Building by Wayne Baker, give a nice round of applause to Amber Farmer. Oh, Amber, my dear, you're going to be eating more chicken. You have a $50 gift card to Chick-fil-A. I'll take a number one, please, no pickle waffle fries. I like some yogurt on the side and a lemonade, thank you.
You kill yourself.
At this time, we would like to bring up this morning's breakfast sponsor. We're so thrilled to have these folks with us. That's why there's a sea of red this morning. We love it. From Western Kentucky University, our breakfast sponsor, the president of the university, Dr. Tim Cavoni.
Thank you, Chad, and thanks to everyone for being here, and I do appreciate looking out and seeing all the red. It's my first Rooster booster, and so those of you who know me know that I'm from South Louisiana, and I was thinking back about my experience with roosters and chickens, and I'm really glad that we don't have to do what they do in Mamu at Carnival, which is chase the chicken down, whoever gets it first wins, which is what I thought we might be doing. So this will be much more pleasant for all of us. Last night, Bart, Darrell, and I were having some dinner, and we were talking about the challenges around higher education. And I wanted to start this morning by saying that we are better when we work together than when we work separately. And to be really clear that the reason we're here in Owensboro is to be part of this community, and that means working together with our higher education colleagues. And Kentucky Wesleyan and Brescia are important to WKU, and I hope WKU is important to them, and we look forward to that partnership. This week, we're spending about 10 days in a big red caravan going all across our WKU service area. We have 27 counties that we serve as an institution, and as I arrived last summer, I said, in my first year, I want to make sure I spend some time in each one of those counties. So as of today, we've been in 10 of them. We have 10 more to go, and we're going to complete that over the next few weeks. The reason I'm doing that, though, is because I want to come to each area of our service region to say this. We want your students at WKU. We are your public four-year university, and we want to be good partners. And I'm also asking, what do you need from WKU? First of all, there are lots of folks who help make us successful here in Owensboro, and I want to recognize Debbie Philman, who's chair of the Owensboro Advisory Council. Thank you, Debbie, for your service. And I'd like to ask each member of the Advisory Council to please stand up and thank you each for your work, for your commitment, and your service to not just WKU, but to Owensboro. And I get the great pleasure of running my mouth, and there are a lot of folks that run everything else. That we have a terrific staff, not just here in Owensboro, but across the Commonwealth, and they make all of this happen today. So all of the faculty and staff from WKU, would you stand and get a round of applause too, because nothing happens without each of you. I want to call out in particular Beth Lavas, who is the Associate VP for the Division of Extended Learning and Outreach. And those of you who have been following along know that we've had some tough choices this year to make. But I want to be really clear that we are in Owensboro. We are committed to Owensboro. We're not going anywhere, but we've made a bit of a shift to both reduce costs, but more importantly, for us as an institution to be more nimble, more creative, and more responsive to the needs of this community and the economy. Everything we've done is designed to ensure we can meet the needs of Owensboro and the students here. And my key message is that we're going to be present, we're going to be a good partner, and a great example of the work that we're doing now. We made some of these changes in February, and we already have begun to see some of that responsiveness. We have 3 new certificate programs that are available now, both in Glasgow and Owensboro, being responsive to market demands, one of which is a certificate in medical assisting, another in dental assisting, and my favorite one, because I get to say the word out loud, is in phlebotomy. We want to make sure that we are the prime provider of education to help folks get great jobs here in the community and doing the things that you all need to do. We're going to work with you to make sure that what we offer is relevant and meets the workforce needs in the community, and most importantly, partner with OCTC and our good colleagues there. Last year, we offered transfer scholarships to the tune of 1,103 young people to help them receive a degree at WKU. It is a remarkable way to get your first 2 years at the community college transfer over and keep the cost of higher education down for the members of this wonderful, wonderful community. And without the partnership that we have, we couldn't do this. And so as I finish here this morning, I want to say I'm thankful for each of you. And if you have ideas, if you think there are things we need to be doing, reach out, engage, call my office, email my office, come see me, invite us here because we're going to be back over and over and over again. This is the number 4 market for WKU and the entire Commonwealth, and we can't do what we do without you. And so with that, thank you for having us, and go Tops.
Now for our monthly chamber update, our president and CEO, Candace Brake.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Caboni. We are sending the youngest break your way soon, so good luck with that. Nick and I will enjoy the quiet and clean home. So we have a lot going on this month, and a lot going on in the community this month. First of all, we would like to recognize our 2018 Business of the Year. One of the really touching parts of our job at the Chamber is watching businesses grow and people reinvest and innovate and really become part of the small business landscape here, which is what grows our economy. And Natasha Gaw-Stanley, who she's recently added to her family with her first child, but she has grown Bella Ragazza from just the beginnings to the place where you go for clothing. So we want to recognize Natasha and play this video. And Natasha, we're proud of you, very proud of you. Would you stand? There you go.
Bella Ragazza Boutique is a women's boutique located in downtown Owensboro. We sell women's apparel and accessories. We're here for everyone when they need a quick confidence pick-me-up, celebrations, special occasions. That's what we're here to do. Being the owner of this boutique is so much more than just selling clothes for me. It is about building relationships. I've made so many lifelong friendships from the people that walk through the door. I even met my husband in the store. This place just holds a very special place in my heart, and I appreciate everyone that has supported me throughout the years. This year has been extra special for me because I've also become a mother this year, and being a business owner as well as being a mother are 2 of my lifelong dreams, and they are all coming true because of my staff and my team make it possible for me to run this business and be a mother as well. They have helped me so much this year and really are a total representation of what I want this brand to be and what I want this vision for the store to be. I feel overwhelmed by all the support I get from all of our customers, from everyone that walks in the door, especially the Chamber, for making this award possible and really recognizing small business owners. We can't thank them enough for what they do for us.
Proud of you, Natasha. Our new quarterly magazine is at your place today, your Go Chamber, and it's about people who have moved here from other communities and are making Owensboro better and making it their home. So please take that with you and take a look at it. And thank you to our cover models. Appreciate it. Students, we have some special guests here today. The Early College Program is a collaboration between our school boards here and the Owensboro Community and Technical College. And what happens in an early college model is students go to high school and they get their associate's degree at the same time. So we have 33 students in Owensboro this year graduated with an associate's degree and their high school diploma. So we've asked them to come today, and actually 18 came, courtesy of JA, Junior Achievement. Thank you, Dan, for sponsoring them today. I'd like for you all to stand so your community can thank you for getting hard at it. Proud of you. If you know a child who is in high school now, a freshman or sophomore, encourage them to get into early college. It is a great way for them to get a jump start on college. And I didn't introduce Dr. Gaddis and Dr. Robbins. Would you all please stand, from OPS and Davis County Public Schools? Thank you all for being part of this partnership. So we did something a little different this month that we've not done before. We read in the newspaper where the Help Office food pantry was at a critical low shortage. So we've asked for people to bring in a list of different items that they were dangerously low in today. And Woody Woodward is in the lobby collecting those supplies. And if you have an opportunity, if you did not bring anything in today, please look at the list. It's on your weekly email too. Consider dropping some things by. And once they get to the point where they're full, I'm sure that the overflow will go to other places. Just remember, this time of the year, it's easy to forget when it's not the holiday season that there are people who need our help. So please consider doing that. CYP has got a fun month this month. Wednesday is going to be their luncheon sponsored by the Ursuline Sisters of Mount St. Joe. And also there's an evening out at the garden. And that will be with the Miller House and with Moonlight. And you know they're the YPs when they make all of the writing really small for the OPs. So anyway, and also the garden. We want to thank Susie Tyler for all the work she's done and this really cool collaboration with CYP. It's just shows you how you can take things that are traditional in the community and get them together with this younger crowd and grow a market, and you can grow donors too. The new member breakfast is Friday, June the 15th at the Chamber. And ribbon cuttings. We have several ribbon cuttings this month from Flamingos for Ambers, June 14th, June 15th, the Dorm Boutique, June 20th, Diamond Lake Resort. They have a brand new adult go-kart that they're going to be showcasing on June 20th. And right after that is at Preservation Station. So June 20th is West Louisville Day, and we have one thing after another so people can come out and make a caravan around West Louisville. June 21st, the Consumer Mall. June 22nd, Porter Speech Pathology Incorporated. And the 26th, there's going to be the Regional Farmers Market grand opening. So please try to make it to all of those. Friday the 31st is the Chamber Golf Classic presented by Owensboro Health. You all know how fast these sponsorships fill up, and the teams usually go in 2 days. So please look at your email. You'll be getting some information and sign up as soon as possible. The network has several different meetings this month. They've changed to 7:45 to make it a little bit better for schedules. So please check your weekly email for that. And thank you to our renewals. We talk about this often, I know, but not enough. Your chamber members are people who are investing in you. They're investing in the community. They are looking at it for what's in it for their business bottom line, but they know it's much bigger than that it's more about what's in it for the community. So thank you in investing in our voice, because the stronger we are, the stronger this community is. And here are our renewals for this month. Thank you all so very much for your investment in our work. Without you, we would not be here. Nikki Hayden, a hometown hero. We are going to be celebrating Nikki tomorrow night at 5:30. The mayor and the city commission will be holding an unveiling of the statue that will be right at the convention center. Please come to this. Nikki he's put us on the map, another person who's put us on the map, and since the mayor has announced this, I believe he's received emails and letters from across the globe from people reminiscing about what Nikki Hayden meant to them, and he's just a great part of our community. So please make it out to honor number 69. John Conti, not only do you wake us up, but you guys won an award this month. Congratulations for being Taste of the Bluegrass Award 2018. We're proud of you. And that is all I have. Thank you all so much for being here this morning.
To introduce our very special guest speaker today, the board chair of the Greater Owensboro Chamber of Commerce, Bart Darrell.
Well, good morning. President Camoni, welcome. And I really do appreciate the partnership that we all have in higher ed with Western Brescia, the community college. We all know for us to need a room twice this size, education's the economic driver, and we're all on the same page on that. So welcome, and I'm always great to see my good friend Robin Taylor come back here. So thanks for sponsoring just because I got to see Robin. So. John W. Holliday, he is a Kentuckian. He is a Harrodsburg native. He was named the executive director of the Kentucky Office for Homeland Security in February of 2016, and in this position, he serves as the Commonwealth of Kentucky's Homeland Security Advisor to the United States Department of Homeland Security. In case you can't tell, we've got a big shot up here today. Director Holliday is responsible for leading and developing a comprehensive statewide Homeland Security strategy, which coordinates local, state, and federal efforts to detect, deter, mitigate, and respond to terrorist attacks, whether they be nuclear, biological, chemical, electromagnetic pulse, agro, eco, or cyber terrorism, or any other instance that affect the security of Kentuckians. As an intelligence officer and a soldier for nearly 3 decades, thank you for your service to our country, serving in all combat theaters in the United States Department of Defense. Mr. Holliday specialized in intelligence and counterintelligence operations as a counterintelligence special agent. Would you please join with me in giving a very warm Owensboro and Rooster Booster breakfast welcome to one of the key players in national security, John W. Holliday.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Mr. Darrell. Wow, it's great being here today. Before I start, I want to tell you folks, I'm not a politician from Frankfurt. If you're looking for a politician, that's not me. I'm sorry. No offense to you politicians in the room. We love you. We love what you do and so on, but I am definitely not one of those politicians. It's been a crazy journey. 2.5 years, February 2016, I was appointed as the Homeland Security Advisor to Kentucky, and it's been an unbelievable journey. Matter of fact, it's easier to chase bad guys down in East Africa than it is to maneuver through Frankfurt, through the politics of Frankfurt. So it's been a crazy ride. When I first got appointed, I had a full head of hair. I used to sleep. So it's aged me a bit. Okay, let's go. 74 years ago, yesterday morning, those 3 simple words of okay, let's go, were spoken by General Dwight D. Eisenhower, signaling his approval to begin the assault into Normandy, codenamed Neptune Overlord. Those 3 simple words initiated the near impossible action of approximately 160,000 troops, Allied troops, 1,200 planes, 5,000 boats, to cross the English Channel in order to liberate Western Europe of an evil regime and to establish a dynamic geographic launching point to invade a dominant world power of Germany. You know the rest of the story. Approximately 10 months later, one of the most evil folks in history, Adolf Hitler, committed suicide. 3 days after that, the Germans surrendered to the Allies. However, it never ceases to amaze me how that significant historical event was codenamed, or was initiated by a simple command of, okay, let's go. Ponder that for a moment. What are your words? What are your words to initiate movement in your organization? I've always been inspired by folks like you. As a critical part of the Owensboro community, you lead busy lives. You raise families, you work in all varieties of professions, yet you still take the time out of your very hectic schedules to give of yourself to civic organizations and causes like this morning. I sincerely thank you for inviting me here today. Again, I'm not a politician. Furthermore, I believe there's no room for politics in the coordination, collaboration, or allocation of Homeland Security resources. In the final job interview I had with Governor Bevin, I stated exactly that. Here I am. I have 3 end states this morning. I want to assist a bit in your expectation management of what we do at Homeland Security and the Kentucky Intelligence Fusion Center. 2, I want to initiate a collaborative relationship with each of you, raise your awareness, empower you to report bad things that are happening in society. The Kentucky Office of Homeland Security plays a critical role in each of Governor Bevin's priorities, which are strengthening Kentucky's financial foundation, growing Kentucky's economy, creating a healthy Kentucky, investing in education and workforce, protecting and strengthening our communities, and of course, serving those who serve us. Let's talk about that last one for a moment. At the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, we support all of Commonwealth's first responders. We're extraordinarily proud of their service to Kentucky as they risk their lives to protect us and those that we love. As someone who served in the military for a little while, I have an idea how dangerous it can be to serve. Abraham Lincoln once said that a nation that does not honor its heroes will not long endure. Folks, forgive me, but do me a favor. At this time, if you currently or have ever served as a first responder or served in our nation's military, would you please stand up? Folks, just give them a hand. Thank you. Thank you. If you've ever had relatives that served in the military or been a first responder, please stand up. Thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices you've made. Thank you. The Kentucky Office of Homeland Security is resolute and committed in its work to protect all people, property, and businesses from the constant threat of natural and man-made threats and hazards within the Commonwealth. Further ensuring Kentucky is adequately prepared for emergencies and disasters of all types and sizes, we do and will continue to do everything in our power to provide your first responders in your community with the resources needed to prepare, prevent, respond, and recover from all disasters and all threats of all kinds. Our most fundamental mission is to get relevant, timely information and intelligence to as many resources as we possibly can to your communities and your first responders to increase the safety and security of us all. We are the only state government agency that has a federal secured classified information facility. This is where we can access classified information, intelligence reporting from sources nationally and globally. Our office must consume and analyze this data as quickly as possible to determine if any further threats exist. We have to determine if those threats exist additional dangers to the Commonwealth. You would be surprised at the interwoven Kentucky nexus to many global events. Our Fusion Center is networked to 78 fusion centers in the United States. This provides Kentucky first responders in all communities relevant and timely information, intelligence based on incident and our emergency events that take place regionally and globally. We're constantly able to inform the governor, lieutenant governor, or key decision makers within your own community hours or even sometimes minutes of an event happening across the world. This is done through analysis, critical thinking using intelligence. Intelligence must always be accurate, timely, and relevant. If it's not, it's history. It's substantiated information, rumor, or misinformation. And folks, there's a lot of misinformation out there in the world today. Don't fall for it. We are in the business at the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security in killing false narratives that has seemed to plague our society. By leveraging intelligence on current or trending incidents, we optimize collaboration through a network of federal, state, and local partners to combat potential life-threatening events in the safest, most effective manner. It's about increasing resources and options for the first responder or key decision maker and to decrease response time in order to preserve life while maximizing everyone's safety. Our criminal intelligence analysts, we focus primarily on 5 portfolios. That's international terrorism, domestic terrorism, organized crime, which includes human trafficking, gangs, outlaw motorcycle clubs, etc. And of course, cybersecurity, which we all have to deal with, it seems like, on a daily basis. And our biggest, the 16 sectors of critical infrastructure, we have to maintain 100% situational awareness on all sectors 24/7, and it's quite a challenge. We utilize methods such as real-time social media analysis, supporting law enforcement, public safety efforts to gain a clearer understanding of the potential threats that lie out there in our communities. We cover down pretty much on everything. The governor, lieutenant governor are briefed weekly on the threats and hazards and developing situations facing the Commonwealth and our area of operation that surrounds the Commonwealth. case you're wondering, we do in fact have a lot on our plate. In these times, it seems threats and hazards increase exponentially every day, yet the resources to combat them decrease. So we have to get creative and working together as a collective team. We have to apply critical thinking, creative, collaborative ways to mitigate these problems, all the while maintaining proper and general accepted practices of government accountability. Another method we use to kill false narratives and get information to people is through a responsible approach to social media. Forgive me again for what I'm about to ask you. Can I see a show of hands of folks that can access social media through their cellular devices right now, please? Do me a favor, if you don't mind. And I'm sure you're not used to speakers asking you to do this. Pull out your cell phone. Go to your social media, let's say Facebook. Go to Facebook. Put in the search engine, Kentucky Office of Homeland Security, if you would. And like our page. Okay, we don't put anything. There's a reason why I'm telling you that. I had dinner last night with your mayor, and that's a story in itself. But that's not what. He was asking me, how do you access these millions of dollars of grants that are pushed out through the federal government, through our office, and so on? That right there, if you go to our Facebook, that's the type of information we put out every single day. We put out information that you can use. We put out current information on the latest threats and so on that are covering down on the state. So please do me a favor, like our page. Let us know how we can make it better. Thank you for that. Speaking of grants, did I mention that we allocate millions of dollars of federal grants to local communities? Since February 2016, the Kentucky Office of Homeland Security has secured over $14.5 million in national funding and grants to support Kentucky's first responder communities. Just recently, the Trump administration just announced a $200 million nonprofit grant. I say again, nonprofit grant. If you run a nonprofit, get a hold of us immediately. It's very competitive. Because of the ever-evolving threats and hazards our state constantly faces, not to mention the other states' threats and hazards that don't simply stop at the borders, we inherit those as well. Therefore, it's critical that we prioritize threats, hazards based on imminent danger, incident activity, and probability using techniques of predictive analysis. We conduct analysis of the ever-evolving asymmetric threat, such as cyber, ransomware. How many folks have you, sitting in the audience, have been affected by some sort of ransomware or malware? It's growing every day. We're getting attacked, it seems like, daily in our communities, hitting the health sector, primarily the banking sector, and so on. You really have to pay attention. You really have to pay attention and report these things to our office. We disseminate this information through intelligence products and collaborate constantly. We initiate subject-specific working groups, aggressively leveraging outlets of information such as social media. We constantly and openly foster and encourage an environment of government transparency. Hold me to this, ladies and gentlemen. Ask me the tough questions. Come down to Frankfurt and see us at work. Most importantly, we apply critical thinking and common sense to all that we do to dispel any dangerous and false narratives. I know I keep talking about false narratives. I sincerely believe they truly can hinder public safety efforts and pose great risk if not properly mitigated. It is true that a falsehood or a lie will travel twice as fast as a fact. In the absence of factual data, false narratives take off the speed of light, as you can see on social media. This can be very dangerous. A while back, an example of a national false narrative took off completely and is still being perpetrated by millionaire athletes and organizations. The narrative was that our local, state, and federal law enforcement unfairly targeted and perpetrated more hostility and violence on a certain demographic. Even though little to no empirical data ever existed to verify the claim, in fact, a Harvard study in 2016 by an economics professor by the name of Dr. Roland Fryer refutes this claim profoundly in the 70-page document titled An Empirical Analysis of Racial Differences in Police Use of Force. The document laid it out categorically how that was, in fact, a false narrative. Dr. Fryer even stated, and I quote, "It is the most surprising result of my career. Yet this narrative, ladies and gentlemen, is still very strong as seen lately in national sporting leagues, media outlets, and social media. The worst part about it all, people are actually buying into it. It's disconcerting to me, and it should be disconcerting to you as well. I'm absolutely convinced not only are these lies perpetrated by organizations that only wish to gain some type of power, maybe it's political, I don't know, by spreading distrust about public safety efforts which have proven to result in dangerous and deadly situations for the public and first responders. And you know what? It's also garbage. Don't buy into it. Our nation's law enforcement, like the rest of our first responders and military forces, they place their lives on the line every single day for all of us. And they're nothing less than what I define as heroes. I said it. They're heroes. I tire, like many of you, of the constant attention and elevated status given to people within our society that, in my opinion, just simply are undeserving of that attention. Recently, from my former unit, the 82nd Airborne Division, the commander, Major General Eric Kurilla, stated, "I'm often reminded that in today's American society, they place the wrong people on a pedestal. You see, society's heroes are too often someone that can catch a football for $25 million, or someone that can sing a song better than the next. This past year, our nation honors the death of actors and entertainers whose adult lives are spent committed to pretending to be someone else in fictional script. Or we watched anchors mourn pop singers that died of drug overdoses. And I think General Kurilla was spot on, don't you? Again, like many of you, I tire of this. So let's refocus our attention to the folks that deserve that attention every chance we get. Kentucky is a strong and resilient state, primarily due to the collaboration of amazing people and organizations represented in this very room. But that doesn't mean that we don't have to constantly recheck ourselves and our processes and recommit to the sources of that strength and resilience often. The future will challenge us with deadly hazards and threats that constantly evolve. Threats and hazards constantly evolve. Why don't governments constantly evolve to deal with those threats and hazards? We have to do better. We'll attempt to push to the very limits, and at times we'll be pushed to those limits. Obviously, we can't seal ourselves in some type of safe place, whatever that is, or a protective dome, or coast on the coat of our past successes. Ladies and gentlemen, if when those hazards or threats arrive, it will be responded to effectively and successfully by folks that truly care about optimizing the security of this great state and our nation, whose primary focus is to improve lives and save lives, even if it means to sacrifice their own, God forbid. As witnessed by the horrific events in Parkland, Florida, places like Las Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona, Columbine, Marshall County High School, it's because of Americans like the very ones in this room that our nation is strong and resilient. Heroic Americans and organizations are driven by a sense of duty, ignoring the false narratives. Ignore those false narratives. Simply taking action and mobilizing themselves and their efforts towards the danger, such as the Davis County Sheriff Department, Fire Department, Active Shooter Program. Very proud of you guys. Men like Brad Youngman, a deputy sheriff. Stand up, Brad. A few of you may not know about Brad. He's a paratrooper that served in U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan against a very determined enemy. You're very lucky to have subject matter experts like him in your community to fill in the much-needed gaps to protect our most valuable resources, such as our citizens and, of course, our children. It's because of folks like yourselves that we, too, are strong and resilient to never cower or be defeated by deadly events. We will always rebound from hardships, challenges, and come together as a people. Not selfish special interest groups, political parties, but American folk that come together to overcome all challenges. Kind of like 74 years ago, yesterday morning on the beaches of Normandy. If that's not inspiration, I don't know what is. Your Kentucky Office of Homeland Security will lead a unified effort to field that bigger team, to enlist organizations, communities, private sector partners, businesses, and all first responders in a network of shared responsibility to enlist Kentucky in its own collective security. Ladies and gentlemen, I humbly ask that we pray for each other in the days ahead of these uncertain times. I also ask that you contact us in order to make arrangements. Come down to Frankfurt and visit us. Ask us those tough questions, please. The Kentucky Office of Homeland Security will keep supporting those of you on the front lines of giving and serving, which will keep strengthening the networks that will keep us secure. We'll all build and be part of a bigger, smarter, stronger team. That's how we'll keep Kentucky safe, America safe, and that's how we'll keep the world safe. It simply doesn't get any better than that. Owensboro, I sincerely thank you for inviting and listening to me this morning. But most of all, thank you for truly caring. As General Eisenhower said prior to the invasion of Normandy, knowing the monumental task that lay ahead and how that decision could impact generations. Go back into your community, use the special skills God gave each one of you to make decisions that initiate action in order to bring positive change, safety, and security for the days to come. Homeland security begins with hometown security. God bless you, and thank you again for having me. Thank you.
John Holliday. Before we let you go this morning, we have a very special introduction. Well, we may need to get that fixed.
I need to take it back from here.
Are you good?
I'm not good.
Okay, so on Saturday, August 11th, right here at the Owensboro Convention Center, Old National Bank will present Dancing with Our Stars, Owensboro style.
Just give me a minute. Let Lucy get it done here. All right, Lauren, we need you up here.
Lauren, you're being summoned. By the way, let's give Lauren a round of applause because apparently she has to save the morning and she didn't know it.
Can we put a tech person in the budget for next year?
Okay, so we have Dancing with Our Stars coming up here at the Convention Center. Lauren, you're amazing. That was incredible.
Okay, there we go.
There's a false narrative that Candace knows how to work electronics. Okay, so on the 11th of August, we have couples competing for the title, the Mirror Ball Trophy, in Dancing with Our Stars. So let's get to it and meet them this morning.
Old National Bank.
Yes, of course. So couple number one, make some noise for Joy Anderson and Jimmy Henning. Joy is a local philanthropist and church and community volunteer. Jimmy is an industrial electrician at Wapaka Foundries and teaches ballroom dance at the health park. Couple number one. Couple number two in Dancing with Our Stars, Bo Ivy and Jessica Hodges. Oh, there they are. They're in the back. They're making their way up. Bo is a wealth advisor with Hilliard Lyons. Jessica is a certified personal trainer and Zumba instructor at Iron Jungle 24-Hour Fitness. Couple number two in Dancing with Our Stars, Bo and Jessica. Your third couple competing for the Mirror Ball Trophy, Kelsey Jarbo and Devin Blaine. Kelsey is a realtor at Keller Williams Realty. You may want to stick with your partner, Princess. That's kind of how this works. I mean, if you feel the need to bust out a solo, go ahead. No one's going to stop you, Kelsey. And Devin is a local aspiring dancer. Couple number three, Kelsey and Devin. Devin, I think you're going to have your hands full. Okay. Couple number four, Carl Lewis and Natalie Henning. Carl, of course, the owner and pharmacist of Nations Medicine on Highway 54. Natalie teaches ballroom dance classes at the health park here in Owensboro. Make some noise for Carl and Natalie. Your fifth couple in Dancing with Our Stars. Let's hear it for Brooklyn Maple and Mario Viswetz. Brooklyn is the director of marketing at Kentucky Legend, and Mario is a relationship banker for Old National Bank, the presenting sponsor. And Mario enjoys dancing in his spare time. There they are, couple number five, Brooklyn and Mario. Okay, did anybody else notice they color coordinated this morning? This couple is going to be a force to be reckoned with. All right, your next couple competing and dancing with our stars, Heather Montgomery and Philip Page. Heather is branch manager for Liberty Financial, and Philip is the co-owner and attorney of Page Law Offices and a former swing and Lindy Hop dance instructor. There they are, couple number 6, Heather Montgomery and Philip Page. Couple number 7, Krista Niehaus and Paul Underhill. They planted supporters with pom-poms. Let that sink in for just a few. Krista is Senior Vice President and Sales and Service Manager at First Security Bank. And Paul is a courier for FedEx and former ballroom dance instructor, couple number 7, Krista Niehaus and Paul Underhill. And finally, the 8th couple competing for the Mirrorball Trophy, Chip Pride and Caitlin Nonweiler. Chip is a commercial loan officer and assistant vice president at Independence Bank. Caitlin is working on her Master of Arts in Intercultural Studies and is a former instructor of the Davis County High School Latin Dance Troupe. Couple number 8, Chip Pride and Caitlin Nonweiler. Again, all of our couples in action Saturday, August 11th, right here at the Convention Center. Tickets, by the way, for this event go on sale today, and you can get those at bulwermission.org. And thanks to Old National Bank for sponsoring, and thanks to each and every one of you for being with us this morning. Have a great June, and we'll see you in July at the next Rooster Booster.